again, and I'm back for more Kill Team. I'm actually going to be using some models that I even got in the Indomitus box set because the Pariah Nexus rules are out and I have them. And I want to try out some new Space Marine models against, I decided, some Grey Knights, even though the Grey Knights do not get the benefit of an extra wound while normal Space Marines did. Eventually something will happen with them, eventually. And I also realized because now that I have extra angles, with cameras, I was like, oh, I can start doing some extra vertical levels that I've been pretty much avoiding because with the top-down camera, you might not be able to see people in the buildings. Correction, you won't be able to see people in the buildings because I tried this very early on, about 2 years ago, and I noticed there was a lot of footage of you couldn't see anything because the models were hidden. So now that I have extra cameras, I can bypass that and start getting some verticalness. That also meant previously I also ignored pretty much all the advanced rules because I didn't want to deal with falling or anything like that, because I was also playing in situations where that pretty much never came into play. Well, now it's going to come into play, so I will deal with all the advanced rules that I haven't really been using, which is like climbing, falling, jumping down, things like that. So I've read through them, I understand them, and I'm going to jump in. I'm going to be playing the mission Sweep and Clear from the original core manual, since, you know, there's quite a bit of terrain here and it's going to be crazy. So I'm just going to jump right into it because there's really no need to not jump into it. I got the models, I got the objective set up, we just got to deploy. Alright, so the regular old Space Marines have the greatest strategic advantage. I could choose this corner or this corner. I'm actually going to choose this corner. It's one they can deploy in here with their Eliminator, but also have some open terrain to move forward because they have pretty much everyone else's melee. So they want to have some terrain they could jump over. You know, these kind of block their movement. Oh, let me just knock that tree down. I'm not a lumberjack, so I got to put it back. So this one's very objective heavy, but that's at the end of the game if one team is not broken. Of course, it might actually end with someone broke. I really don't like those missions, but hey, maybe someday I'll homebrew the rules and say if it has that mission end statement of one team unbroken and ignore that. But for today, I will still follow as written. All right. I just put away the book, but I really need to see how far away from the deployment zone. 5 inches from the center. So Grey Knights have that quadrant. Space Marines have this quadrant. Let's just go. Grey Knights get to deploy first. Might as well put someone up front. Front and center. This guy's the leader because that. So you know what? Just this guy. Right, I need to double check. Do they have any... Okay, there's going to be someone who's a non-specialist. Only one is a non-specialist, and it'll be the guy who's just shooting. The other specialist is melee focused, so how about the guy swinging his sword is the guy who's there? Makes sense. And for the Eliminator, I should verify, because you know what? They could have changed rules for... Since now that everything's different with Space Marines, gotta actually read it. Still is the concealed position. Anywhere that's more than 9 inches away from any deployment zone. I just knock that over again. It's like the... Okay, good. I don't actually have to worry about him being in the deployment zone. He's going to be nicely on camera. And actually, I should verify, does he want to be there? That's the thing, so he could be here. But if he goes there, well, I mean, technically you go all the way over here, but the problem is being over here, he still can't see this objective, and he really wants to, well, he's got clean line of sights over there. Or there. Seriously, this is actually some tough thinking. You know what? They'll do there. Who is that Space Marine in the window? 5 inches. Up there. I could put Mr. Gunner over here. All right, he has to still be within their deployment zone, so he stows there and then moves forward. Space Marines are actually going to have to worry about people on objectives. He'll just be back here. He can actually... it's 2 inches from the center of an objective. So... yeah. There he goes. Well, he still has to be... not... math it this way. It's 11 inches. Alright, might be slightly off on the objective, but he's relatively in there, and he should be... his base should be 2 inches away from there. If the math lines up, he's there. And he's holding it. He can't be seen. And that's kind of stupid that he's just doing that, but hey, he's doing that. Now... Not this guy. You can at least kind of jump forward. Okay, this guy... it's about right here. So you know what? They'll get a hammer ready to join up there. And... Bladeguard Veteran over there. First time using these guys for sure. Oh right, the Eliminator is completely different too. Woo! Well, he'll go like this. Okay. Deployed. I'll just remove this center bit, but the coins stay there. No one's in this building, so let's do it towards the camera at this time so that the camera can read it. And there's the turn 1 counter. Initiative. Who's got that initiative? Space Marines. I kind of want that. I kind of don't too. Ready? Oh, I guess if I'm going to state any kind of things now, it's the... as you can see, this terrain has doors. I'm going to apply rules of doors. They can walk through doors because any terrain with a door, they can walk through. And I have plenty of other terrain with doors, so that's, you know, works. All right, let's not match the color there. Out there. He'll spend at least one turn back here, just kind of camping. Let's see here. This guy... Alright. He can get around things. He's just going to do the bold move and declare a charge on this guy. This guy can't see him. The guy could fall back, but then he wouldn't be able to shoot next turn. And it's a tough charge, so he's just going to sit there and hope that this guy fails his charge. So charge distance says 8. He'll take it. Puts him like right there, and then he's going to rotate and be like that and be very cinematic. Which I guess only really shows up... I don't even think it shows up on any good camera. No, we'll see how things go. Maybe I'll take this camera and move it over here. Alright. Bladeguard Veteran. Do they even have a gun? And he has a pistol. So he could move forward and shoot it. Oh, the pistol's an 18-inch range? What the hell? Yeah, Bladeguard Veteran is moving forwd. Since the objectives only matter at the end, he's going to try to mess with their objectives. Grey Knights. Well, I got a sniper who's going to be able to do some shooting. Screw it. We're going to do some charging. This guy's declaring it. No, actually, we'll start with this guy. This guy's declaring a charge on him. He's got his pistol. He just walked forward. He can still overwatch, so he's going to fire his overwatch. 6 to hit. Wait. Verify it's still good. It's still pistol 1. It's not something insane like 2-shot pistol. Doesn't hit. Grey Knight's charge distance. 6. From head to head. He gets him there. And the bases still say within 1 inch, so that was a success. Due to that, this guy is also going to declare a charge on him because now he knows that guy is locked. 5 inches. Ooh. He can get there. Will that be enough? Well, we can try to math. That might be enough, actually. So. Or not. That's really not. So on his 5-inch movement, he's going to go kind of like that. Will that actually stop him from getting sniped? A little bit. There's a little bit of greenery on this tree to be an obscured shot. Not that that's going to really help. This guy's going to declare a charge on him because, you know, well, how do we... Since I can't... He's going to have to go around his buddy here. Maybe he'll jump through the window and jump out. I don't know. Well, or he just goes around this way. Depends on his charge roll. 6. Yeah, he kind of has to go around this way, doesn't he? 4 there. 2. Okay. Four there. 2 there. Base-to-base contact. So that's good. He's going to make sure he's definitely not within range of the sniper. And this guy, let's make sure he can make that walk. Yeah, he can walk over here and just kind of go. Ah. And they should both be hidden from the sniper. They're very much hidden. Yeah, even if I moved the top camera to try to get view of over here, it's not going to help too much because this is in the way. So we'll just kind of do a little preview with the other camera, go fleep, and you can see that they're just kind of all lined up. And now I'll just put it back. All right. Shooting phase. Yes. No. Psychic phase. It's been forever since I've had an army that does psychic stuffs. I'm pretty sure Grey Knights have the ability to do 2 people. Yep. And I add 1 to psychic tests and deny the witch. So, 2 people can psychic right now. Let's see here. How many wounds does this guy have and how many wounds does that guy have? Bladeguard Veterans have 3 wounds. Because I could just have both of them side-bolt that guy and just be like, haha. Except that puts him in range of being shot, so... I could just have them both do that. So you know what? We'll first start with this guy doing his psychic test. So side-bolt says... Ooh, +1 becomes a 4. not enough. So, failed. And then we'll just do this guy, doing it into him. Psychic test says, whoa, rolled an 11, but didn't perils. That ends up being a 12. If the result was 11 plus, this guy suffers D3 mortal wounds. Woo! That was a good side bolt. No, the guy suffers 1 mortal wound. And there's no... Yeah, he just eats it. He's got nothing to protect him from that, but hey, he removed a wound from that guy. Now we go on to shooting, and you know what? I should mark that this guy charged, so I know he can't shoot. Really, it's just the sniper who can shoot something. And it's this guy, who's obscured, because I've already done the check. So, Eliminator, what kind of rounds? Since I know the Eliminator rounds changed around too. Okay, that seems kind of pointless on that. He's a marksman, so he gets to reroll 1s when shooting. He technically can hit on 2s right now. Scared, so it's 3. He's going to use the Mortis round. It's more deadly. So it's 3 to hit, reroll 1s. Or, you know, he rolls that nice 4, it hits. So it's the wound roll. He doesn't want to... If he gets a 6, it's good. Strength 5 versus toughness 4, so 3 to wound. 6 is dangerous. Well, he rolls that 6. You do the mortal wound first, I just remembered, because this actually matters. Yeah, if I recall, the FAQ says the mortal wound happens first, because mortal wound is a D1 damage, but his other gun is D2 damage. But we still see... Oh no, the mortal wound goes through the guys with... Yeah, Grey Knights can't defend against a mortal wound, can they? Nope, and they're just 1 wound, so you just go straight into an injury roll. So the rest of the gun doesn't matter. And it's a flesh wound, and Space Marines will spend a command point to reroll that, because they can reroll that. And hey, this is the only thing they're going to reroll in the shooting phase. And it's still a flesh wound. Doesn't really matter. Bang. And this guy can't get skipped permanently. So now we go into melee. Starting with charged models, which is only successfully charged models, because even though he charged, he was not successful, so he doesn't count. So we'll actually start with this guy. He's going to pile in. He has got 1 attack. Yeah, I should have given them a pair of falchions. I'll maybe someday get new Grey Knight models. 3 to hit. He'll spend a command point to reroll that because that is such a sadness. And rolls another 1. Wow. 1 out of 36 chance for that failure. Now we go on to the next guy who charged. How does he fail? He's got the hammer. He's the combat specialist, so he at least has 2 attacks. So it's going to be forced to hit because hammer. 1 of them hits. Strength 8, and this guy's toughness 4, right? Yep. Oh, sweet. All of them are toughness 4. So, good to know. So it's 2 to wound. Watch him roll a 1 like his buddy. I should really stop predicting the future, because there we go. I rolled a 1. And now, the Space Marines attack right back, and god damn it. Here they go. Start with this guy. He's got 3 attack space. He's a Zealot, so he's going to gain an attack, and he has a chainsword, so he's got 5 attacks. Jesus. 3s to hit. Oh, look at that. All 5 hit. 6 since he's a Zealot, it's going to be resolved at Strength 5, so it's 3s to wound. 3 wounds. And it's AP -1, so that's 3 4-up saves for that Grey Knight. And he failed all of them. I just realized I rolled 4 dice instead of 3, but it doesn't matter because it's not like I saved anything. He failed them all. Injury roll. Dead. Consolidation. You know what? Screw it. He's going for both. He doesn't care that we go on to models that haven't been... Well, now we go into models who haven't fought this, non-charged models. Starting with Space Marines, they still get to choose this guy, so... I get to figure out him, since I've never used a Bladeguard Veteran, ever yet. He's a combat specialist, so... Base 4 attacks, now he has 5 attacks, dear lord. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba. 3s to hit. 3 hits. Strength. Add 1, becomes Strength 5. So 3s to wound. 2 wounds. Of course, AP -3, so 2 6-up saves for the Grey Knight. What do you know? He failed them both. It's not even like they have an invul. Nope. Damage 2, so goes through his wound, and final wound ends injury roll. Dead. And he's going to be within 1 inch of that guy. Which means the Grey Knights now actually have some opportunities for the people who whiffed to... Or the people who couldn't charge to actually fight. So now we can choose this guy. So, he's got an injury on him, but he can still choose. Ba-ba-da-ba. What was he? Not that guy, he's dead. He was a Zealot, he is a Zealot, but that's not going to matter. He didn't successfully charge, so he's got 1 attack. 3 to hit, because he ignores the penalty to that from that flesh wound. Actually gets a hit. His Force Sword is still Strength 4, because he hasn't got an update. So 4 to wound. Actually wounds 5. Alright, so AP -3. How does these new Storm Shields work? Still has a 4-up invul, so... doesn't really matter. I mean, he invulned it, so saved. Now we can go on to this guy attacking. He's the Justicar, so he's got 2 attacks. 3s to hit. 2 hits. 4s to wound. 1 wound. AP -3. So 1 6-up save for that guy. Since he doesn't have a shield, right? And he makes a 6-up save. Ooh, wow. They've had good rolls when they need it, and Grey Knights have had terrible rolls. Now we can have this guy attack, who's kind of useless. Come on, where is he? Yeah, he doesn't even have a sword. He's got 1 attack. 3 to hit. He's punching with his fists, so he hits. Does he wound? No, he fails to wound. They're not even going to re-roll that because they don't really want to. So, battle round's over. Oh my god, Grey Knights actually have to do a break test? 4. If they had broken right now and ended the game, that would have been so sad. Thankfully, they're still there. He technically does a leadership check. Huh? It's leadership 7, so he can actually fail it. He doesn't. So, round 2. Command points, both teams go up by 2, and they're both at 3. Who's got the initiative this time? Grey Knights. Like, that's gonna frickin' help. I mean, if they fall back, the sniper just keeps plinking. So they're gonna stay in melee since these guys at least can hope to win against this guy. And this guy, all he can do is hope and pray. Space Marines. Sure, ready up, ready up. Actually, he'll go through the door. He's considering charging someone later, but he at least will be there and says hi. And now we go on to shooting phase. Oh, I forgot psychic phase. That's important. Psychic phase is the only thing that keeps the Grey Knights alive. And they could have done two things. So that's before shooting. I'm going to retcon like everything here. So we're going to actually start with the gunner doing his psychic test against this guy. That's a 9, that's a 10. So he does 1 mortal wound, which takes away the guy's last wound. And injury roll says dead. Yep, this is how this Grey Knights are supposed to fight back. Psychic test, because that was so important. And then this guy would do his psychic test against this guy. Rolls that 10, add 1, becomes 11. Does the Storm Shield add anything? Nope, he can't protect against mortal wounds. It's D3 mortal wounds, 1 mortal wound. So the Bladeguard Veteran goes down to 2 wounds. Now shooting phase. These guys are still hidden from the sniper, so the sniper can't shoot anything, but he gets to shoot his pistol, so we'll redo this again. 3 to hit, hits. Strength 4, so 4 to wound. This time it wounds. AP -1, so 4 up save for him. Failed it. And they'll spend a command point to reroll that one. Because the command points went back to 3 and 3. Now it's 1 has been spent. And he still failed his armor save. So injury roll. You know what? Space Marines would reroll this one because why not? You add 1 for the flesh wound, he's dead. So that actually would be the end of all that. And now round goes. This Grey Knights still have to roll leadership check. 6, they still pass. They still haven't broken. And hey, that actually puts us into turn 3. You see, the psychic phase changes everything. I just gotta remember it. Because I never use it unless I use Grey Knights. Or other armies that have it, which eventually I'll get. Initiative. Grey Knights. So the token will stay over there. We will first start with this guy declaring a charge on this guy, who wants him there, so he's just going to stay there and hopes the guy gets close. 4 inches? Yeah, he's going to take it. Because he knows this guy's probably just going to charge him back. So he's tried. This guy's going to move 2 inches here, 3 inches here. And he now knows that these guys have some targets to choose. And I think this statue is still blocking the sniper. Yes, it is. Okay. Space Marine's turn. He's gonna do that. Move over there, since then he can see this guy. I mean, range. Ooh, this guy's gonna have a very. That guy might not even have a shot on him. The slow Terminator. Does he want to move forward? Sure, he'll move. Nah, he'll stay there. He's fine with that. And this guy's going to declare a charge on this guy. I mean, granted, he could just declare this guy, kill him. You know what? Well, this guy could overwatch. Screw it. He's going to declare a charge on this guy. He just really wants to kill this guy. And he knows no matter who he goes after, they're going to psychic the crap out of him. And this guy will most likely just get shot by the sniper. So he will charge this guy. 2 dice, 8 inches. So boom. He's in. Now, since I remembered it this time, Psychic Phase happens now. He's immediately going to do a Psychic test. And gets an 11. Oh my god, these guys have been doing great on getting D3 mortal wounds and then rolling 1 wound. Or he's going to roll 3, blast through that guy's wounds, and go to an injury roll of very dead. What's the range on this, too? Whoop. Can he see the Terminator? No, he cannot, and this guy's just out of range. The Terminator was in range because they're on flat surfaces. But the hypotenuse makes this guy out of range. So he can't psychic test this guy. Well, I should mark him as unable to shoot because he is having a model next to him is no longer a thing. So we go into shooting phase. Starting with Grey Knights. He can still shoot. What's his range? Go on, Mr. Heavy Specialist. Yeah, he's a heavy specialist, so he can at least move and shoot. 24 inches, so it's going to be long range. Obscured. Camo cloak. So 6 is to hit. But 6 shots. 6 shots, 6 is to hit. 1 hit. And now does it wound. Strength 4 versus toughness 4, so 4 to wound. Wounds. AP 0, so the guy gets his 3-up armor. Whoa, he failed it. So we'll spend a command point to reroll that. And still failed it. And I realized I never increased the command points from last turn. So at this moment, after spending the command point to reroll it, Grey Knights have 4 command points, Space Marines have 3. But he failed it. So he loses, oh, it's D3 damage. It's just 1. They can't spend a command point to reroll that. So it's just, they've had a lot of those. And the Eliminator is what, 2 wounds? Yeah, so he's got 1 wound left. However, he got hit. So I roll to see if he falls off. Falls. He doesn't. He doesn't fall off his damned perch. So he did some work. Sniper's going to shoot back. Let's see here. It is obscured. It's not going to be long range. He's going to do the Mortis round again. Oh, it's a heavy weapon, so he didn't move. So he's going to take, he would be hitting on 4s. So you know what, he's going to do the Executioner round, because then he gets to add 2. 1 for, he gets to add it just because it's that particular round, and then he adds it because the guy is obscured. So it becomes 2 to hit again. So 1 shot, reroll 1s, reroll 1s. Okay, gets a hit. Strength 5, so 3 to wound. Actually wounds. AP -1, so 4-up save. Failed it. Have they spent any command points to reroll this Grey Knights? I don't think so, so we'll spend it for this phase. So reroll that. And still got a 3. Damage 1, but unfortunately they are 1 wound models. So injury roll, flesh wound. Oh. Alright. These guys can see each other. I just have no idea if they can... Okay, it's long range. So he can do his 2 shots. With his Storm Bolter. 2 shots, long range. Pretty sure obscured. It's kind of hard to tell because everything... Actually, it's not going to be obscured. It's out in the open, but still forced to hit because long range. That's totally on its edge. Hey, he gets 1 hit. Strength 4 versus toughness 4, so 4 to wound. Wounds. Gets a normal 3-up armor. Watch him fail it. Oh, hey, he passed it. So, shooting has been complete by everyone. Grey Knights still have to do a break test. Oh, they broke. They really broke. Leadership check on this guy. 4 plus 3, 7. Pass. This guy. That's a fail, but I'm pretty sure they have and they shall know no fear. They do, so he gets to re-roll that. That becomes an 8, but he's the Justicar, so he passes. Is he within 2 inches of this objective? He is. So he's holding that objective. So both teams are holding an objective. You know what? Just calculate points now. Oh, wait. Right. Grey Knights automatically lose because their team broke. That's why I hate that rule. Of not only does the game end, but they automatically lose. It's kind of lame, that mission rule. Because at this point, if we had actually calculated, if you do victory points, there's 3 for each objective, but both teams have an objective, so that cancels each other out. And then you get 1 point for each enemy model taken out of action. Grey Knights, we've taken out 2, so they would be at 5. Space Marines took out 3, they would be at 6. So Space Marines still won, regardless. But it's just kind of annoying because if they had this guy on this objective, it would have changed points dramatically. But, of course, just the whole, a team breaks, it ends the game. Well, as people said, the Space Marines with the new update are pretty damn overpowered. The Grey Knights did actually decent on taking chunks. Like, if he had done well on his damage roll, he might have actually killed this guy, and then it would have been Space Marines taking a break test as well, which could have been cool. They were actually pretty close to it, but they failed to do it. Well, that was a nice and quick game, and I have more terrain on the way, more models on the way, so I have a lot to paint, and yeah, got the cameras working, so that's good. Have a fabulous day, everybody.